Hello there, everybody, and today I'm going to be talking about Star Wars. It's been a while since I made a Star Wars video, but I'm going to be doing my top 5 favorite clone troopers of all time. So sorry if your favorite clones don't make it on this list. If I did a top 10, it would probably be very obvious, even though this list is obvious if you know the clone lore for Star Wars, literally. So, I'm going to waste no time. Let's start with number 5, Commander Grigor. So Grigor was always a super cool clone to me. He started off as a super commando, then he crash land after the Battle of Sarish, and he was forced to be a dishwasher by Borgus. And if you didn't see my video on Grigor, go check that out. I made a mistake of not saying Grigor was assigned at birth as a super commando. So sorry I got that fact wrong, but Grigor was always super cool because of his armor and the brave sacrifice he made to help save the D squad who rescued him from Albafar. And then Grigor would somehow survive and then be rescued by the Bad Batch, who Grigor was getting hunted by the Empire. And supposedly he survived another explosion, causing his mental capability not being super great, as he was literally having a crazy mind now because of all those explosions. But he did show up in Star Wars Rebels, and he helped the Ghost Crew fight back against the Empire when they were founded. But he stayed behind, but he would later fight in the Battle of Fall, and then Grigor would actually die this time. I was surprised they did kill off Grigor, but he died a true soldier, and that is why he is number 5 for me. As for number 4 is Commander Wolffe. So Wolffe, for me, always looked super cool to me. I always liked his cybernetic eye, and he served under Plo Koon, and his armor started to look super cool, even from Phase 1 to Phase 2 armor, where he looked extra awesome. In the Legends lore, or new canon or whatever, I think he lost his eye when a battle against Asajj Ventress. That comic, honestly, I don't know if it's part of the Legends timeline. It can be considered part of the Clone Wars timeline, since the Clone Wars seems to be separate from the Legends timeline. It's a whole other rabbit hole, but anyway, Wolffe just always looked like the clone who you would not want to make mad at all, like, because of cybernetic eye. And he would show up in Star Wars Rebels. He's the one that contacted the Empire, causing the clones and the Ghost Crew to fight the Empire on the planet they were on. But Wolffe was a good soldier at heart, and the way he obeyed Plo Koon was always super cool. I always liked their dynamic. But Wolffe did show up in the Bad Batch recently, and we don't know how he got his inhibitor chip removed. Honestly, he probably did obey Order 66, but we're probably going to see a story where Rex helps Wolffe get his chip removed, or Wolffe ended up joining Rex and Grigor. It's a confusing story so far, but so far Wolffe, easily one of the coolest clone troopers of all time. And he even had a cool Lego. I don't have it, but I'm sure other people have it, since it's a rare Lego. They honestly should do a new Wolffe Lego. I would love to see his armor return, and him leading the Wolf Pack would always be super cool to see. They even did a rescue mission with Plo Koon early season 1 of the show, so that's what gives him number 4 for the list. As for number 3, it is Fives. So Fives was an ARC trooper that started all the way back in the Clone Cadet arc. He went from that to an ARC trooper on Kamino, to eventually joining the 501st. And the biggest thing that really stands out for Fives is his little mission he went on he basically uncovered the truth about Darth Sidious in Order 66 once he found out his clone brother Tub died by a malfunction from his inhibitor chip. Fives discovered the truth behind it, but unfortunately he died because Palpatine ended up sending Commander Fox and the other clones to take down Fives, and he died, unfortunately, in Rex's arms, and it was super sad. But it honestly could have changed the timeline completely if Fives did give out that information about the truth behind Palpatine and the inhibitor chips. So that's the reason why he is number 3 on the list. And Fives' armor just looks awesome. So, yeah. Next is Captain Fordo. So he's from the Legends timeline. He's part of the Clone Wars micro series. He first didn't have a name until he was given a name in a magazine, a random one for Star Wars. But Captain Fordo is just a badass. He literally just demolishes droids with his badass blasters. He was able to just take a whole bunch out on the Battle of Coruscant. I don't know, honestly, if he committed Order 66, since if you don't know, in the micro series, the clone shuttle that he was on with Mace Windu got shot down. We don't know if he survived or not. Honestly, he could have, since he did survive a shuttle crash before. But he was able to go up against Dirge, General Grievous. It's just endless for Captain Fordo, and he was able to lead a clone squad against a whole bunch of droids, and it's just super badass to see him. It'd be awesome if we saw him again, but I just like Captain Fordo for he doesn't show much emotion, he doesn't really talk, he just kind of is straightforward clone, since the clones in that show are more soldier-like, but Captain Fordo was easily one of the most memorable clones in my opinion. But for honorable mentions, I'll give it to Commander Cody. He's got some sweet armor, and his dynamic with Obi-Wan was super awesome. Hunter from the Bad Batch, he has hyper senses, and he's just a cool looking clone. And he goes through a lot in the Bad Batch. A lot of people don't like Hunter for some reason, but I do. But number 1 is very obvious. It's Captain Rex. Captain Rex is easily one of my favorite clone troopers of all time. His dynamic with Anakin, Ahsoka is just perfect. He's like the star clone when I think of clone troopers for Star Wars. He's been through so much. He was able to take down Pong Karel. He led so many troops in the battles. He's the one that cares for his brothers when going into battle. What reminds me of what clones are. They're more than just people made in a laboratory and made from Jango Fett's DNA. They all have personalities. They're all brothers. They all care for each other. And that's the reason why Captain Rex is number 1 for me. And he also went on to join the Rebellion and help them out with the Ghost Crew. And then it's possible he fought in the Battle of Endor. But Captain Rex, easily the best clone trooper of all time. But I know there's a lot of clone troopers in the Legends timeline, like the Super Commando clone troopers. I'm so sorry if I got the name wrong, but there's just so many clone troopers that we can do like an entire list of which ones look the coolest, which one has the coolest armor. But overall, I think the clone troopers are some of my favorite aspects of Star Wars. Overall, the tragedy of the clone troopers in Order 66 is what really stands out for these characters. And basically the Bad Batch kind of finished off the clone story and explained how they went from clone troopers to stormtroopers. So that's the reason why I picked all these 5 troopers, because they stand out in the Star Wars universe. So I don't know what the next Star Wars video will be. I think Rebuild the Galaxy is coming out soon, so I'm excited to talk about that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you always.